Welcome back, guys. Here we are with the Grounded crew. We're on site at Ivory's Rock just west of Brisbane, and we're here for another permaculture retreat. Right before Earth Frequency Festival, where we're going to get down and boogie and celebrate all things music, arts, lifestyle and sustainable education. Because not only are we here to celebrate life and all of the great things and that joyous opportunity that we have when people come together, but we're here to give back. We're celebrating life, we're celebrating self-sustainability, we're celebrating community and our culture and our connection with each other, with our mother, Great Spirit, and all that is. I love to be part of this, guys, and I really want to take you behind the scenes and show you what no one sees from the outside. Hey tribe, here we are. Day one of the Grounded Permaculture Retreat at Earth Frequency Festival. Doing a little spatial exercise. This is a really cool way for people to, break the ice, and we all spread out where we are in relation to where we are on the site. So it's like a micro, macro, great exercise. Behind me here, we're in the session, and it's on permaculture ethics and the principles of permaculture. So we start with some of the fundamentals and the foundations of why permaculture, where did permaculture come from, and what's the essence and what's the meaning of permaculture. When we take away all of our preconceived ideas, we come back to why it was created and ultimately what benefit does it have to us, to others, and to the world. So each day starts with a lovely warm, wholesome breakfast and some fruit and cuppas, and then we do a morning check-in, and that circle is a place and a time for each individual to share where they're at and how they feel in that morning, so we're all clear of what we've got going into the new day. Everyone's loaded up and ready to go. We're going out to site. We're going to do some syntropic agroforestry today. And we've got the man, Tiago Barbosa, here, the expert in Australia, sharing his knowledge. And we've got all day really going a deep dive into what Syntropics is about and giving the participants that hands-on experience.
Hi, my name is Tiago Barbosa, and in Brazil I learned this technique called Syntropic Farming or agroforestry system, where we're trying to establish what some people call a food forest. It's a deep understanding of the dynamic of the forest, why the forest is so abundant, why it is so dense and has different levels, and how we could, with this understanding, put up a system where we can grow food not only over time, but in different layers as well.
So life, it's a system. What is a system? Different elements made of different material in different shape, all working together towards one goal, to keep myself alive and healthy and abundant. It's all working perfectly. So if we want to create a highly abundant food production system, what is our biggest reference that we have? Nature, forests. And can you see, the more abundant the forest is, more elements can join in to potentialize and spread that abundance to other living systems. What is the 5 principles that makes the forest so abundant? First of all, plants are the only living beings that are able to transform sunlight and water into matter, into nutrients. Take nutrients from down deep into the soil, sunlight, transform that into this beautiful food for us to eat.
The hardest part is to people to unlearn what they already know. Come here with the open heart to learn new things, to learn the old new things. Because it's not anything new on agroforestry. All the indigenous communities used to grow food within the forest ecosystem, and that's what they're trying to do. Come from grassland to an abundant food forest.
Check it out, guys, we're well into the action. After spending the morning session going over theory and the principles of syntropics, now the participants are hands-on.
Mate, I really wanted to dive in to get a bit of a better understanding of syntropic farming, permaculture, and work out what I can put onto my property and how I can use these skills to create food forestry and sustainable planting.
It just partners so well with the property.
Oh,
and
that's so great.
With our ideology, I guess, organic food, nutrient-dense food. If we're going to supply any kitchens here, it ought to be the best. Why not? And so we became certified organic. And then we moved on to becoming Demeter biodynamic certified, which is really the Rolls-Royce of organic farming.
Don't panic, it's organic.
Hey guys, day 3 now, and our participants are getting an insight into Leaky Weirs, and it is exactly as it sounds. A weir that's designed to hold back water, but in this case it's also designed to leak water through, so that it's not preventing the flow of the water, but just holding water in the landscape for longer to keep the moisture in the landscape.
These years we see there's such fluctuation of climate differentiation where the seasons are different. They're coming earlier, later, more rain, less rain, La Nina, La Nina.
Building up in there somewhere that'll be breaking down into really good soil.
It's like it'll come over the wall, and when it hits the other side it'll waterfall and create a washout.
Drop into your skills more about reading landscapes, seeing where water flows. Like, see how we had a lot more water come through there? But is that something that was a surprise to you? Or did you perhaps notice that there's a water body there, and if we had rain, it may come down and flow in that way? So nature can be really surprising.
So what was once degraded cattle country with eroded sides in this gully has been revegetated now, and now being rejuvenated and rehydrated with these sorts of principles and practices.
As long as we're putting our love into it, we're always doing it. That would be so fun.
Day 3, we spent with Anita making compost, dancing around, having fun, getting those microbes active. And then in the afternoon went down in the gully with Didge and Ross and learnt about Leaky Weirs and how they're rehydrating the landscape after the degraded, eroded gullies. And here we are, day 4, about to get right down into the micro world of seeds. Annaliese, what are you going to teach us about today?
Oh, one of my favourites, seed saving, plant propagation. So I've just got a really nice big bundle of seed over here. We're also in the gardens here, so we can look at seed saving. It's a moist kind of time of the morning, so it's great to give people the reality check of like, now's actually not a great time to pick seed, and why. So it's almost like learning from what not to do in environments rather than just having it all perfect. So the environment's actually a really great learning environment, but this will start to evaporate off later in the day. But there's loads of plants here, as we've seen from what Tiago's planted as well out the back. So it's a great learning environment here for the retreat. These guys here, see they've ended their life cycle, and I can tell because I can see now these dark, lovely seeds here. These would be self-seeding for sure. So this bed, if that got harvested and removed, or even chopped and dropped, they'd be coming in the next year's harvest. So we have this seed now, but it's often then we have to wait 6 months for it to be ready to germinate and re-sprout again, because there's often the summer crops and the winter crops. Yeah. And if you're not 100% sure, because that's just how nature works, but you can always then look up in a seed saving guide and then see when's the best time to sow that seed for planting. Be prepared, have a little seed renegade kit in your car, not just your first aid kit, but your plant future food security kit. But if I know that, then I know to value them and let them stay in their dormancy until they're ready, because they're rare, special, needing a bit of extra time. So that's the kind of information you get when you go to family-run businesses. So like you speak to people that have and carry that knowledge. And seed savers, people that are local to you, people that care about this will have this kind of knowledge captured and stored. And it's up to us to observe, interact and be a part of that for the future.
It really is about restoring and reviving that cultural connection through territory country. Because what we believe is, you know, as Aboriginal people or First Nations people, for us to be well, our Mother Earth needs to be well. So yeah, by caring for Mother Earth, she cares for us.
And so we've made it to the last day of the retreat, and we've all come together and shared, and we've been blessed to have the local Indig mob here coming and joining in with the session as we go into some bush regen.
We had the vision to start our own project, Bush Technique, and you probably can't see it here. We created a hand-painted banner, and it's our relearn, reconnect, regenerate. So it's for us, it's about trying to understand more about how to care for country.
We're Yagara people, so we're traditionally connected to Ipswich, Lockyer Valley and Brisbane areas. Being First Nations people living in an urban area, urban environment, we really want to be able to connect to country, but didn't see a way to be able to do that because we don't have like native tile, we don't have Indigenous protected areas around in our country. So we found that the only way that we could still connect with country and have economic sustainability within our mob was to start a business in conservation land management.
A lot of our work is behind houses, down beneath streets and things. We're working suburbia and on the edges, and occasionally we get to work in the bay and the islands and further out of the cities and that. But yeah, really, the kind of knowledge about caring for country, it really comes from here, and it's about observation. Hey, I want to talk about observation because, it's that curiosity, that observation that kind of guides us.
It's been so deadly working with Bush Technique today because we're starting to learn different techniques as well. We're really wanting to go towards being chemical free as well, and yeah, we're just really keen to just keep learning and reviving our connection to country through conservation and land management.
I'm just fortuitous that we got to kind of start working just in the creek systems around Brisbane, and that was just through connection and something we just pursued because we believed in it. But every day going out into different parts of the country and putting our energy, our physical bodies into creating the change, of looking after a waterway or bringing back a pocket of bushlands. And it ties into permaculture and food, and we're learning more about cultural plants and how to use it, not just food, like medicine and stuff too. So, and just when it's shared and it's respected and all of that. So it's such a beautiful journey, and we, every day we work, we feel just blessed that we're doing the job we're doing.
Amazing to be part of something like that, getting people from all walks of life, people who never planted a tree, and get them to learn a little bit more about where food comes from, how they can get more connected to life in every form or sense or shape. And thank you for having me here, man.
Thank you.
Happy
so
day.
Good, bro.
Thank you, guys.
And there you have it, guys. Coming at it from whatever walks of life that you may have to be part of something like this. The diversity is key.
Given me so much pleasure, I love you so, I honor what you know.
That's our wrap. We've come to the celebration part of our retreat. After 5 days of being immersed in permaculture, earth care, people care and fair share, learning about our community, country, and our connection to all that is, it's now time to celebrate life, to celebrate music, art, and collaboration with many more workshops happening at the festival. So such a treat it's been sharing this with you and having you along for the ride. Of course, if you like this, make sure you give us these ones, hit the buttons, do the thing, click the stuff and get notified about when the next event is happening and how you can be involved.